You're listening to the Learn English Through Football podcast. Hello everyone, we hope you're all well. My name is Damien and welcome to another podcast for fans of football who wish to improve their English language skills. Now, regular listeners to the show will know that I'm based in London while our other host, Damon, is in Tokyo. But it's just me today as I preview the Champions League final. Damon will be back early on in the week to look back at the big game between PSG and Bayern Munich.
Vous écoutez languagecaster.com.
Yes, you are listening to languagecaster.com, and that message was in French. Send us a message in your language too. Just contact us here at admin@languagecaster.com. And please think about supporting what we do via patreon.com/languagecaster. Right, on today's show we're going to review some of the language from the past week in football. We also look ahead to the Champions League final between Paris and Bayern Munich. And we also have some prediction.
Sie hören gerade languagecaster.com.
Now, just before we start our football review of the week, a quick reminder about some of the polls we're running, including which teams are going to win the Champions League for both men and women. You can also see how well, or not, our listeners did with their predictions for the Europa League. Okay, next up we review the football news from the week. And don't forget that you can read along while listening to the podcast by coming along to LanguageCaster and accessing the transcript to the show, complete with vocabulary support.
Tá tú a géisteacht le languagecaster.com.
Okay, football news. What was good? Well done to Spanish side Sevilla, who won their 6th Europa League title after defeating Serie A runners-up Inter Milan 3-2 in the final on Friday night in Cologne. Sevilla came from behind, just as they did in the semi-final against Manchester United, with a brace from Dutch striker Luc de Jong and an own goal by Inter striker Romelu Lukaku. Sevilla won their first UEFA Cup title in 2006 and since then have won it again in 2007, 2014, 2015 and 2016. An amazing feat indeed. Now, football news, the bad. It's been a really bad week for Barcelona Football Club. They were thrashed 8-2 by Bayern Munich last Friday, which led to their manager, Quique Setién, to be sacked, while the under-pressure president of the club has suggested that a whole host of experienced players are now up for sale. Oh, and rumours suggest that Leo Messi wants to leave. Trouble times for the Catalan club ahead.
Hi, my name's Izzy. I'm a fan of Dulwich Hamlets FC and you're listening to languagecaster.com.
Remember that you can drop us a line here at LanguageCaster through our various social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest and Instagram. We also have a football language forum, and thanks to those who've joined in those conversations and answered some of the football language quizzes there. And you can also use the comments on any of our posts, which is what Sandara has done recently when asking about the phrase picture book goal. Well, if something is a picture book, it suggests that it's something very beautiful, and so a picture book goal would be a beautiful goal. Thanks again for the question, Sandara. Just to remind you about some of the other football language posts that have recently been added to our site, we've discussed the phrases telegraph a pass and open goal, and also looked at the cliche a game too far, while we've also posted some listening practice around the Women's 2020 Champions League. Okay, next up we're going to take a look at the 2020 Champions League final between Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain that will take place in the Estádio da Luz in Lisbon in Portugal. And we're going to look at some of the numbers behind the biggest match in club football. 424. This is the number of days since the 2019-20 Champions League season started, when teams from Gibraltar, San Marino, Andorra and Kosovo took part in the first qualifying round way back in June 2019. 15. The number of goals that Bayern Munich striker Robert Lewandowski has scored so far in this season's Champions League, which is 2 behind Cristiano Ronaldo's record from 2014. Serge Gnabry has 9 for this season, while the top scorers for PSG are Kylian Mbappe and Mauro Icardi with 5 each. 42. The number of goals that Bayern Munich have scored in this season's tournament, while PSG have the second highest number of goals with 25. 10. The number of wins that Bayern Munich have registered in this tournament. They've won all their Champions League matches this season. PSG have won 8, drawn 1 and lost 1 of theirs. 5. The number of European Cup or Champions League titles that Bayern Munich have won, the last of which came in 2013 when they defeated Borussia Dortmund 2-1 at Wembley. The German side have also lost the final on 5 occasions, while this is PSG's first final appearance in this competition. 3-1. This is the score that I think Bayern Munich will win by in the final. What about your prediction? What do you think the final score will be? Let us know in the link here at languagecaster.com.
Bạn đang nghe languagecaster.com.
Okay, thanks everybody for listening in to this shorter podcast about the Champions League final. Come along to our site, say hello, participate in the polls, let us know your predictions or ask or answer some of the questions on our forums and just let us know what you think of the show. Enjoy the final and remember that Damon will be here in a couple of days with a review of the 2020 Champions League final. Bye bye.